Alright, first order of business for the Nature Boys, it would be the,
Campsite.
yeah, schematics, campsite. Of course, can't really see it.
Just bring it closer there so I can see that. Yeah, that's a campsite schematic
Yeah.
so far.
Can't really see it too well.
They'll probably be able to see it. It's all right.
But basically, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna set up a campsite for one,
Yeah.
just so that way we can actually get a handful of people in and do a lot of hands-on experience.
This is pretty much the ultimate goal.
Our major goal, something that we're actually setting forth, and like our major time-ending thing for at least beginning.
Yeah.
For what we want to do. But the whole main idea for the campsite is to actually get people in, especially, it can be people of all ages. One of the ideas is to actually get at least a couple of weeks during the summer for, like, campers experience. For, like, send your kids in, or, young adults or whatever to
come as a family or whatever.
Or come as a family, yeah. You can do that, any time in the summer too. Is to actually come in and, learn a couple of things, and if you want, you can come in weekly or something like that, so that way you can come in and change it up and learn a few different things throughout the summer. We will have it set up where you pretty much come in like off Main Road. You pull in. You got the main office there, right to your right. Straight ahead would be the mess hall / cafeteria. That's where a lot of the meeting places. That's where the meetings would be held. Where we would update people for whatever reason, if there's anything going on. Pretty much your all-around place to be for knowing what you're going to be doing, stuff like that. We'll also have an activity field to your left of it. If you're facing the mess hall, it'll be to the left. If you're facing out towards the road, it'll be to your right. Behind or beyond the mess hall will be the bathrooms, and off to the sides of that will be two sets of cabins, cabin area A and B. Still in the stages of figuring out like how everything's gonna be set up, but that's it for like the main frontal. Then we're gonna have a pond in the back so that way you can actually do boating, swimming, fishing, or your basics about how to your how-to guide for water-based activities, basically. And of course, we're gonna have a fire pit off to the side of that, along with a shed, so that way we'll have proper utilities and tools and stuff like that, so that way we're actually able to do it properly, do boating, fishing, things like that. Then, that's the basis for starting off. We're also going to be doing, like, different activities, too, along with that. Hence the activity field, the pond, and a few other things, too, to show you, people how to actually survive and be able to do that. We'll also have hiking trails, too, that we're going to be working on along the way.
That's not gonna be like the set.
Yeah.
The schematic we have and what we just explained isn't gonna be exact to what the campsite's gonna be like.
Exactly. It's gonna be. It'll probably be a little bit different. The trails and stuff is not included in the schematic.
Stuff might be in different places, like
Yeah.
We might have the bathrooms behind the cabins instead of like in between.
Yeah, exactly. Um, we might even do just like the cabins off to one spot, then the bathrooms. Right now it's just basically the rough idea of what we're gonna be doing.
Yeah, just a general idea of what it's gonna look like
Yeah.
and
I mean,
what
all
we
that.
want.
Either way, all that stuff's gonna be included. Bathrooms, cabins, mess hall, cafeteria type deal. Pond. Um,
The main office might be part of the canteen cafeteria place too.
yeah. We might even do that just to kind of save some room and
Mhm.
cut down on costs and stuff like that. Um, we'll pretty much have signs up too, just to
Mhm.
show everybody where everything is.
We don't have a set place yet,
Yeah.
so
I
let's
mean, we're still looking and
trying to raise the money for it.
yeah. Um, Other than that, it's basically going to be set up campsite where we're actually going to be able to do a lot of different activities for it. Um, as far as some of the activities go, did we want to mention that or
Yeah,
um,
get the page on there.
yeah,
Um, and like for any other members that come, the main mess hall have a place to stay. The main office mess
yeah,
hall thing will have um, like a nurse's office type deal in there.
something medical station at least.
Hmm.
So that way, if anything happens, we'll be able to actually take care of the wounds or anything if it's not too major.
Yeah, we have like gator type deals going around,
Yeah,
or even like four wheelers or go karts.
yeah, at least something to help get people back and forth, fairly
Hmm.
quickly. Um,
We're not gonna deal with broken legs at the nurse's station.
yeah,
We'll
that'll
bring
be.
them there at first, and then from there we'll
Well,
bring them off
yeah,
to the
we'll
hospital.
assess, whatever, if it's anything major, if it's an
Hmm.
emergency, we'll take care of that. I
Yep.
mean, not we won't, but we'll
Well, I
actually.
mean, we'll bring them. Well,
Yeah,
like call an ambulance and
we'll get them to
everything.
where they gotta go. Um,
Now for the activities,
yeah, for as far as camp activities go,
these will
um,
either be like done in the field or by the cabins or wherever.
yeah, some of these we can actually, some of them we can actually teach either in the mess hall if it's like something small, hands-on.
Hmm.
But other than that, a lot of the stuff would be outdoorsy. One of the things would be fishing. Of course, that'll be
That'll be at the pond,
yeah at the pond.
along with boating and boating safety
Yeah, and swimming.
and swimming.
Yeah, pretty much show you
Separate
how.
locations
Yeah, I mean,
at the pond.
yeah. Of course, most of it can be, done shoreline, fishing, and boating safety. Pretty much going over what you would be doing, how the situation should be handled, what you should wear, and things like that. Um, One of the other things would be trap making. That can be done outside or inside.
Hmm.
Pretty much, it'll either do step by step inside if it's not too much of a nice day out. If it is, it'll be more hands on. So that way,
Probably out on the hiking trails.
yeah, either on the trails or we'll either have supplies set up so that way you can actually all gather around and
Do that.
do hands on. Um, of course, along with trap making, it'd be knot making or rope tying. That stuff can actually be done inside,
Yeah.
so that way everybody's in a group and everybody can get hands on. Because there are a good handful of different kind of knots you would be making. Um, Fire starting. That would be an outside must.
Yeah, that's definitely just gonna be outside.
Yeah. If it's like raining or anything like that or winter, we're actually not gonna be doing it unless we have like certain supplies to where we actually can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it's gonna be an outside thing. One of the first things we're actually gonna be doing is like a first aid safety class.
Yeah.
That'll be more than likely on the first day that everybody would arrive. So that way all the bases are covered. So that it's an everybody type deal included. And of course, we already went over swimming and boating safety.
Then we'll do like plant and animal identification, like
Yeah,
this is a tree.
of
What type
course.
of tree is it? It's a maple tree.
Yeah, and
Like,
normally
this
you
is
can.
deer poop.
Yeah,
These are deer tracks. That kind of stuff.
yeah. Which that would go hand in hand in hiking
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that, walking around, so that way what you're gonna be running into and stuff like that.
We'll do a cooking thing.
Yeah,
So,
we'll do a little bit of the cooking. That'll actually go with fire making.
like open fire.
Yeah,
cooking.
open fire cooking. So that way, um, you don't end up like sticking it too far in the fire and burning it, or not far enough and undercooking it and making everybody sick. That's one of the major things is cooking. Another thing we're also going to be touching on building, like your small time lean-tos and what
Mm-hmm.
kind of supplies you would use, how to tie it tight, make sure it's built well enough where it'll keep you dry and keep you warm.
Like shelter making.
Yeah, shelters.
Either if it's gonna be for a long time or just an overnight stay.
Yeah. Another class we're gonna have is archery.
We're not sure where we put that yet, but we don't know
Yeah.
where we're putting anything. So
Yeah. I mean, right now it's just our basic rough ideas of what we want to put in, so that way it's at least a starter for what we're gonna be doing for a campsite.
But the archery's just gonna be like shooting the bow and arrow. And
Yeah.
safety going along with that.
Yeah, going over safety tips, stuff like that. Basically, how to hold your bow and make sure it's not drawn back when you're not ready, because you're gonna end up using more energy having it drawn back than to just walk around with a bow and arrow in your hand.
Or anything else that we have off the top of our heads?
I mean, there's like the basic rules, but I only have like 4 of them right now.
Like the camp rules.
Yeah, camp rules, which everybody would abide by, even counselors and the owner.
hmm Even us.
Yeah,
It's just a general rule for our videos too.
yeah, yeah. I'll just run through those real quick. The 4 rules.
Camp rules.
Yeah, the 4 camp rules right now would be no cursing or swearing, no horse playing, because that could end up
Hurting you.
hurting
Or others.
everybody. No drugs and no alcohol. Those are the main 4 right now.
We'll probably have some more later.
Yeah. As we go along, we'll probably have a good list of rules. Other than that, those are the 4 major rules that we would have.
We'd probably have swimming rules too.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of abides by no horseplay or anything like
Yeah.
that, because somebody could end up drowning and stuff
Mhm.
like that.
We don't want no lawsuits.
Yeah, we'll have like a main rule set up when you first come in. Then we'll have secondary rules for the swimming area.
Secondary rules for everything.
Yeah,
For like up the activities.
yeah. But yeah, those will be like the main things when you first come in. Let's see.
You'll either be able to sign up for activities like the first
Yeah.
day, or like if you have a set mind of what you want to do that week, you can
Yeah.
get signed into those activities, or you can just sign up for something if you're staying for like a week for the one day you want to do fire starting, and the next day you want to do like fishing, or you can do like fishing and boating in one day, campfire making and cooking in one day, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll have other like
we'll
fun
have different
activities.
options for what you would want to do. Like if you want to do multiple, you can, or or if you just want to do like one or two activities for the week, the option is yours to do
Mhm.
whatever you want. We might change that up a little bit if we have a good amount of numbers. Other than that, we will be having camp counselors to actually be there to help teach and show you how to do things, which we've also done. I've also done personally. Um,
And we'll also have like fun activities like football and soccer and stuff
yeah,
in there too.
yeah, that will be like a I don't know, probably either at the at the end of the day or like a midday thing where
Yeah.
it'll kind of split it up where get some energy out
Mhm.
and play around and stuff like that, intermingle. Um,
Yeah.
Before you switch off to whatever else you're doing or anything like that. Um,
We might even have like some little competition things.
yeah, we'll even possibly test your knowledge too
Mhm.
from time to time, see if you guys are actually learning anything, and who knows, we might even learn a little bit here and
Mhm.
there. um, but yeah, those are the basic ideas for the campsite, the rules, what we're gonna want to be doing, within that time. Um, we're also working on debate if we're gonna have it open year round or
Or
just during the
the
summer,
summer.
maybe like late spring to, well, yeah, mid spring to maybe first part of
Maybe to
autumn.
like the end of October or something.
Yeah, lately, yeah, around October, we're probably gonna
Close up.
close up and
'Cause a lot of camps, where you have like your cabins, like you own the cabin at that campsite. They want they have you leave around October.
yeah.
So
Um, and if anything, we'll probably rent out the cabins
mhm.
during the winter. Um,
We'll even have winter activities there too.
yeah. I mean, if you do want to come during the winter, we'll try to have something to do. Other than that, if you want to, just kind of come in, rent out for vacation or,
Mhm.
kind of like a getaway during the winter or whatever, feel free. Um, we'll try to have somebody there to, have meals cooked, or if you want, just bring your own food or whatever. And
I mean, one of us will probably be at the campsite. I'll probably be there year round to
yeah,
take care of it.
yeah, yeah. I'll try to keep people there to maintain it, and if anything, probably just cook some food or anything. It'll be like
Mhm.
an open kitchen if you want to, go in, heat something up or whatever. As long as you keep it clean,
And
that's
you
actually one
follow
of
the
the
rules.
yeah, follow the rules. That's actually one of the things I'll probably put down
Keep
is
it clean.
yeah, keep it cleaned up, stuff like that.
Like we'll try to have like a certain part of the summer where we do the summer camp thing, where you come and you learn the stuff. So then the rest of the summer, if you want, you can come and rent out a cabin and stay there.
Yeah. Um, and I think that's like pretty much the basic ideas and
Mhm.
hopes for what we're going to be doing for the campsite and for them Nature Boys.
until we get, until we figure out what we're doing, like with the campsite, once we get the place and everything, we'll probably update you then.
Yeah. Other than that, if anything, one of two options is either, renting out the cabins,
Hmm.
or have something year round
Yeah.
for them nature boys to help teach. Um, it all depends on how our numbers do and if anybody's up for doing anything like that.
Hmm.
Um, Other than that, I believe that's it for the basic idea for the campsite. We'll probably do other podcasts on different things, different subjects.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's pretty much the opener for what we're planning on doing in the long run.
Yeah, that's basically it for
Um,
this one.
yeah. Other than that, we'll keep you posted. We'll,
Keep you updated on everything.
yeah. We'll even throw in a few different odds and ends just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Other than that, we'll keep you posted.
Mm.
Who knows?
That's it.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye.